Hey everyone, welcome. Today we are diving into something truly incredible, a new frontier in medicine. This is where artificial intelligence is finally moving from just an idea into a real, life-saving partner for doctors and for patients. Let's see how it's happening.
So, let's start with a really big question, one that kind of frames everything we're about to talk about. What if an algorithm could look at a medical scan and spot patterns that even the most trained human eye might miss? I mean, what new possibilities would that unlock for all of us?
All right, first up, we're tackling one of the biggest challenges in all of medicine, cancer. Diagnosing it accurately, choosing exactly the right treatment, it's incredibly complex, it's slow, and it takes immense expertise. But AI is starting to change the entire game.
So, say hello to the chief model from Harvard. And the easiest way to think about it, it's kind of like a ChatGPT, but for pathology. So instead of analyzing text, it analyzes images of tumors to get this incredibly deep understanding of the cancer it's looking at.
And the results? Honestly, they're just remarkable. 94%. That's the accuracy that Chief hit when it was detecting cancer from tissue images. That's even better than previous AI models. It's a huge leap.
And this thing's capabilities are, well, they're truly impressive. We're not just talking about a simple yes, this is cancer diagnosis. No, it can identify 19 different types. It can predict genetic mutations just from looking at the picture. It can help guide treatments and even forecast a patient's chances of survival. It's a true multi-tool for oncologists.
So how does it actually work? Well, the process is just brilliantly simple and incredibly fast. It takes a digital image of the tumor, and from that single image, it predicts the cancer's entire genetic profile. This is huge, because it can replace slow, expensive DNA sequencing with something that can happen in just moments.
So, what's the bottom line? The result here is faster, more personalized cancer care. And maybe most importantly, it's making these advanced diagnostics accessible to everyone everywhere, from huge research centers to small local hospitals around the world. Okay, so if AI can help us diagnose a disease, what about actually creating the cure? Well, that brings us to our next big challenge, drug discovery. It's a process that is famously slow and expensive. We're talking a decade and billions of dollars, often.
And this slide just perfectly illustrates the difference, right? The old way, it's all trial and error, so slow, so costly. But the new AI-powered way is targeted, it's precise, and it can generate potential drugs in a fraction of the time.
The tool really leading the charge here is something called Alpha Proteo. It's an AI that literally designs brand new proteins from scratch. Just think of it like a master locksmith who can create the perfect key, that's the protein, to fit a very specific lock on a disease molecule, like the spike protein on a virus.
And its breakthroughs are just wow. We're talking about proteins that can bind to their targets up to 300 times more strongly than what we could do before. It works on viruses, it works on cancer targets, and it creates these effective proteins without needing years and years of slow lab work to get them just right.
You have to understand, the potential here is just massive. This could absolutely revolutionize how we treat some of our toughest diseases, from cancer to autoimmune disorders to new viral infections. It's a paradigm shift.
Okay, so we've got better diagnoses, faster drug design, but what about the day-to-day care of patients, especially in those really critical situations where just monitoring them can be as risky as the condition itself?
Okay, let's take monitoring brain pressure. For patients in the ICU with head injuries, this is absolutely critical. But the standard way to do it? It's pretty intense. A doctor has to physically drill a hole into the patient's skull. It's dangerous, and it carries a real risk of infection.
But now, researchers at Mount Sinai have developed something that's a total game changer. It's an AI tool that does the exact same job, does it in seconds, and does it without ever breaking the skin. Zero invasion.
So you're probably wondering, how does it do that? Well, it's pretty amazing. It simply listens to the data that's already being collected in the ICU, from an ECG or a pulse oximeter on your finger. The AI has learned to spot the incredibly subtle patterns in those waveforms that signal a rise in brain pressure. It's just a remarkably elegant solution.
And it's not just brain pressure. Here's another monitoring challenge where AI is making a huge difference. There's a specific type of heart failure that's linked to pregnancy, and it's a really serious problem, especially in places like Nigeria. The issue is it's very difficult to detect with just a standard checkup.
And that's where this comes in, the AI-enabled stethoscope from the Mayo Clinic. Now, it looks like a normal stethoscope, but inside, it's running this powerful algorithm that can listen to the heart and instantly detect signs of a weakening heart pump.
And when they put this to the test in a clinical trial in Nigeria, the impact was just crystal clear. I mean, look at this chart. The AI tool helped doctors identify twice as many cases of heart failure compared to just standard care. That's double the number of women who could get life-saving treatment early on.
And get this, it gets even more precise. When they were looking for a very specific type of weakened heart function, the AI was an incredible 12 times more likely to find it. 12 times! That is a complete game changer for early detection.
Okay, so let's take a step back. We've seen AI act as a cancer detective, a high-speed drug designer, and a super vigilant monitor. But what does this all really mean for you and for the future of medicine? What's the big picture here?
Because what's becoming really clear is that these aren't just a bunch of cool, isolated gadgets. When you put them all together, they represent a massive, fundamental shift in medicine. Our healthcare is moving from being reactive to being predictive, from one-size-fits-all to deeply personalized, and from invasive to incredibly safe.
And that really leaves us with one final and pretty exciting thought to chew on. We are literally witnessing the birth of a brand new partnership between human expertise and artificial intelligence. And as this collaboration gets stronger and smarter, you just have to ask, what incurable disease will it help us solve next?